Blink and it's over. For once, this is not a big news video, but we have enough news to offer this week. Greetings Rommies and welcome to Rom, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing, and to our regular news roundup, our weekly sim racing news. Welcome to the channel if you're new here, and thanks to all those who come here often, especially those who subscribe. My name is Serta and I will be your host for this video. Short news today, but hey, if there's something we reported. We had expected to report on the newest Automobilista 2 update, but that will have to wait for next week, or so it seems. If not, I'll have to record this intro all over again, which would be unnerving. One sim which did have an update this week was Rennsport, but it was only a small one, adding the Porsche 911 GT3 992 to the roster and setting the sim up for the next category they seemingly want to tackle: hot laps. Not really a big change if you ask me. We don't know why there's this dearth of content, but at least it's moving, as seems to be what GT Revival does. If we are to believe Mr. Ian Bell, they have acquired the licenses for Sebring and Lime Rock Park. iRacing will bring something new and old at the same time. No, nobody's marrying at iRacing as far as we know, although if they're looking for something blue, they could look on Trading Paints, but with the so-called Superstar Racing Experience, or SRX for short, iRacing will be adding NASCAR-style oval racing, only with a different type of car, more oriented towards downforce than the NASCARs. Not the most asked series for sure, but we suppose easy to program once you already have oval racing and most of the NASCAR stuff in place, and the license was surely cheap as dirt. SCS have gone open beta with their 1.4.8 maintenance update, which is paving the way for their West Balkans DLC. Further than that, the new version will add the Italian city of Trieste to the game and update the cities of Ancona and Bari. If you want to help SCS in their final test before release, you need to go to the Steam page and to your game library, right-click on Euro Truck Simulator 2, go to Properties, Betas tab, Public Beta, and choose 1.48.5. You may need to restart Steam for the beta to be installed. Also, and because of the West Balkans DLC, SCS are adding a new kind of cargo to the game. You will start seeing trucks transporting cars, light goods vehicles and other recognizable vehicles from now on, as the West Balkans are seemingly chock full of car factories. West Balkans is the DLC coming next for ETS2, no release date or price have been announced yet. At the Brazilian roller coaster that is Velocita, the drivers of the AMS2 CC once again did their best to survive a highly competitive field. In a race that started in torrential rain, the drivers were faced with a rare challenge and they took to it like a duck to water, pun intended. While the rain subsided and the track started to dry, Dan Lewis from the Mets virtual racing community was making great headway until a spin dropped him down to 13th position, leaving the field rather easy for Curb Clippers, Drew Phase and Blankfile. With an early pit stop for dry tires and Louis' incredible bravery, he cut through the field, and with only a couple of laps left, he had regained all his lost positions. A misshift by Blankfile resulted in downshift oversteer and made it an easy pass for Louis to secure second position. We're sure with a few more laps, or without the spin, Lewis could have been a contender for first place. Alas, Drew Phase was too far away, and as in the first round he crossed the checkered flag first of all the drivers, Lewis retained his hard-fought for second position, and Blankface arrived in third after quickly regaining control of his car after an otherwise peerless run. After this race, Corrupt Clippers planned themselves firmly into first position, but the gap to the second place Automobilista Unofficial or AMSU has been reduced thanks to the 4th and 5th finishes by Tines and Grandpa Bear. The third community for now is MVRC, massively helped by Louis' second position. Next race is going to be on the 11th of October, where the drivers most assuredly will trade paint with the walls of Bathurst. You won't have to wait that long for racing in our channel, as on Sunday, October 8th, we'll start broadcasting the Evolution Racing Academy, who race on Assetto Corsa Competizione. This first round will be on Spa, and together with me on the commentator booth we'll have our own Cody Swanson, and after a long hiatus also Prownedge, who commentated the last Automobilista 2 Community Cup season but cannot commentate this season as he himself races every Wednesday. Ike, on the other hand, will be in his cockpit trying to not embarrass himself or us too much. So yes, we already have a full calendar of races, and soon we'll finish discussing with the ASRC which next series we're going to broadcast. Sharing every joy in sim racing, that's what we do best. Patrons help us bring better product reviews and sim racing news. Become our hero by becoming a patron at patreon.com/romrom. Amongst other perks, becoming a patron will fix your name for posterity like this, but you'll also be able to participate in our podcast recording, get to know what we plan and what we're doing, and will be able to take part in our decisions. A big thank you to our patrons and members. If you come here often, please consider subscribing. Just when you thought you were safe, boom! Beam.NG brings out their 0.30 and 0.30.1 and 0.30.2 updates. Firstly, a look at the broader features. While Beam.NG has allowed VR through workarounds in the past, this is the first time VR is officially supported by the sim, using the OpenXR standard to make compatibility mostly a non-issue. The standard array of VR niceties are already in-game. Snap turn or smooth turn, walking mode, and interactable objects in cockpit with a VR controller are just a few. And with the 0.1 and 0.2 updates, further functionalities include a fix to the centering shortcuts not being recognized, and if you were having issues with VR not activating due to Steam skipping the Beam.NG launcher, this has now been fixed by forcing Vulkan when a VR headset is detected. If you aren't aware of the wonderful world of Beam.NG modding, take a look at Filman86's channel. He breaks it down better than we ever could. See the link in a description. This update is absolutely one for all the car creators who've struggled endlessly with Beam.NG's complex J-Beam system. Allowing from scratch J-Beam creation to editing existing J-Beams, this plugin allows you to work visually with the nodes that make up Beam.NG's soft body physics without comprehensive refreshing in-game and the threat of no undo button brought by previous J-Beam tools. Thank you Beam.NG for all of us that love driving our custom vehicles. Made in the style of basically all the side-by-side utility vehicles we could find on a web search, the Hirochi Aurata is a brand new vehicle for Beam.NG and adds a new segment of off-road vehicles not covered until now. With a small form factor UTV generally used on farms and in rural maintenance, the Aurata would be at home in SnowRunner as a runaround as it is here, but the focus for Beam.NG is the multiple variants available for you to race and explore in. From a tarmac-oriented track day variant to a full off-road spec with 2- and 4-wheel drive options, there's an Aurata for whatever you want to throw yourself at. Just as long as you like CVTs, as that's the only transmission available. There are already mods out to fix this, but with the low torque output and variable terrains this pocket rocket is designed for, a CVT is just about the perfect match, blasphemous as that may be. The ultimate twist and go Want to take your track day covet to the track in a road legal fashion? Beam.NG has heard you and has included 2 new trailer types in the update. The tilt deck and enclosed trailers give 2 flavors of protection for your valuables. The tilt deck is available in 3 lengths and multiple configurations to match your particular transit needs. The enclosed trailer meanwhile gives a canvas to express your artistic choice while giving protection from would-be thieves of your precious sofa. Right. The West Coast USA map has had a massive expansion with unique roads, locations and missions to explore, with associated early fixes included in the 0.1 and 0.2 hotfix. Speaking of missions, several have been added to Jungle Rock Island and Small Island. There has been a manual shifting rework to more realistically calculate when the gears would crunch or partially fatigue the transmission based on engine speed versus transmission speed, while also taking into account synchro meshing, which is starting to get a little into the weeds, so if you're one of those drivers that uses manual cars without a clutch pedal, we'll let you explore the changes in the description. The hotfixes brought to the sim include several fixes to the VR support as mentioned earlier, and several small fixes to the Bastion, Key Series, Blueback and D Series, Aurata, Ibishu Covet and Pessima, as well as a small fix to the tilt deck wheels which weren't offsetting correctly. There's also been a potential fix for game crashes when certain input devices are used. No further details have been given, so definitely give Beam.NG another shot if your wheel was causing these issues before.